Sunday, August 6th, 1967. I don't remember what I thought when I got selected to infiltrate Maison in the hunt for the Square Biz killer, but it sure wasn't working as a model after abandoning my government job because I got caught in the middle of their bullshit psychic arms race with fucking Russia. I was assigned as Calvin James's partner on the SBK case back in July. He was prickly and kind of a jackass, but he had a good rep. He didn't tell me much himself, but other agents talked about how long he'd been with the CIA. Some former punk that ended up an elite specialized officer. It was a big deal to get assigned to a case that he was working. He briefed me on the killer. 7 known victims, all female models that were contracted with Maison. Each victim had a perfect right angle cut out of them, hence the name the press had given. It was that piece of information that led the government to believe that one of their secret weapons had somehow gotten leaked. That secret was Gypsy Eyes, a psychedelic that awakens the mind to this power called stands. And the SBK definitely has it. Because the night I showed up at Maison to make my public debut, everyone that drank the wine got dosed with the stuff. That's how I got Limelight, a physical manifestation of the part of me that needs to run away. When no one's looking at me, she automatically turns me into light until we're refracted. Like light passing through a prism and revealing all the colors of the rainbow. She lets me move at light speed while also being intangible. Pretty useful when the goal is to avoid fucking creeps. The same night I met Limelight, though, was the one when I met my new partner. Alexa Zivojinovic is a KGB agent hunting down Gypsy Eyes in an effort to stop our government, and Russia secretly, from creating stand users. She's been the one with me through all of this, catching me up on stands, helping me investigate the SBK, and keeping an eye out for me with her own stand, Private Eyes. A pair of satellites connected to her eyes, she's able to scan and observe everything from afar. And since Limelight automatically turns me into light when I'm not being looked at, Private Eyes keeps me tangible, while Alexa has my back. Separately, we're pretty shit at fighting, but together, we're one hell of a team, especially against our current biggest threat. It turns out that specialization of Calvin's was a fucking stand of his own. Gin and juice, which converts the alcohol in his blood into ethanol bullets that he can transfer into his targets. More importantly, the bastard just so happened to also be the ringleader for the CIA's assassination squad, La Cantina. The moment I got Limelight, I was burned. Well, all of Maison was, really. We just can't have a bunch of unauthorized stand users running around now, can we? Alexa and I have luckily managed to amass a number of allies out of Maison's new stand users. First was Theodore Carnaby, an eccentric British fashion designer with the stand's sharp-dressed man. We thought he was the Square Biz killer at first, since he can turn people into fabric and cut right through them, but that turned out not to be the case. Next was Mina Moore, Upman's personal assistant and secretary. Her stand, Peace of Mind, lets her swap brain matter with others, and with other stand users, it means a part of their stand. Despite being scared of almost everything under the sun, she managed to save us all from La Cantina's attempted bombing. And according to her, it's mostly thanks to Ashton Upman, Maison's founder and president. I wouldn't call him an ally, but he's apparently done a lot to help out. He and Time in a Bottle gave Mina the extra time she needed to defuse the bombs in the building, and apparently he helped Alexa in her own fight against one of La Cantina's assassins. He still doesn't seem keen on us investigating the SBK, but he didn't have a stand before the party, so the chances of him burning unfavorable models seem slim now. Right, the Square Biz killer. All that we know so far is somehow they had access to Gypsy Eyes and they drugged the wine at the party to hide among all the new stand users that came out of the chaos. After gaining the memories of one of La Cantina's assassins, Mina discovered that the body can't handle 2 doses of Gypsy Eyes. This means that whoever didn't drink the wine at the party has to be the SBK. As great as it's been to gain allies, it also means we're losing suspects as quickly as Maison is losing employees. We've recently adopted 3 more critical members to our team. Sherilyn Jackson, otherwise known as Maison's Sunny Cher, and her stand Soulful Strut are extremely versatile. She produces stickers that bring life to inanimate objects, and they seem to carry a similar disposition to Sunny when given sentience. The stickers also conveniently work as a 2-way communicator. It was hard to imagine her as a suspect to begin with, but she got her stand from the party like the rest of us, clearing her name. Eloise Margot, on the other hand, was far more suspicious since she's sort of a major bitch with an axe to grind. But her stand Witchy Woman only works on her. She has 9 chances at adopting a new life from an alternative reality before having to feed her stand to replenish its energy. Even if there was some reality that existed where she had the ability to cut a perfect right angle out of a human body somehow, she gained her stand the same night as everyone else. Oh, yeah. It's Alexa's private eyes that allow us to confirm pretty much everything we know so far, since its primary function is to detect lies. She's been thorough in her interrogations of everyone, especially while I was incapacitated. Our final ally is none other than Weston Archer, one of the 2 photographers at Maison. Weston's stand, moving pictures, lets his photographs retain their physical properties. He was one of our major suspects early on, especially because he's such a wallflower. We don't know much about him at all, but not only did he drink the wine, he took a fucking bullet for me, and managed to catch him. Enough avoiding it. On top of all this bullshit with the Square Biz killer, La Cantina, Gypsy Eyes, and this crazy government conspiracy shit, somehow my literal lifelong stalker comes in. Well, not somehow, I guess. Steiner Optics has a stand called Dreamweaver, and using that, he assaulted my past, stalked me my entire life, and inserted himself in my memories at every goddamn corner. That fucker even tried to replace Alexa, the most important person in my life. But thanks to Maison, that didn't happen. He might be part of my past now, but if he's smart, then he'll stay out of my fucking future. All I care about now is stopping the Square Biz killer so that I can put all of this behind me for good. Thing is, we still don't have a motive. Can't say I'm the greatest at profiling. I pegged Theo and Eloise wrong after all. But our best guess is that it seems sexual, since all the victims have been women. But it could just as easily be something like jealousy, considering the industry and number of women still working at Maison. So far, we have 3 remaining suspects. First is Kurt Duffy, the other remaining photographer at Maison. He's a real piece of work, and fits the exact kind of image you'd expect of a sex-driven criminal. From what the others have said, he's been bringing in way more girlfriends than usual since the party, so it sounds to me like someone's gotten cocky. Then there's Dior Lancôme, the editor-in-chief. If Eloise is a bitchy princess, this woman is queen cunt. She used to be a pinup model back in the day, and she's real bitter about aging out of the industry. She hates everyone, and everyone else seems to hate her. It's almost too cut and dry. And finally, as much as I hate to admit it, there's still Optics. We don't have any idea how he got his stand, and he knows Maison in and out. He fits the motive to a T, but how he'd be the one doing this is beyond me. A lot of this is. This is the first time I've ever really felt in way over my head. La Cantina's on our back, the Square Biz killer is still loose, Gypsy Eyes is in dangerous hands, and my own stubbornness got in the way of apprehending a suspect just because I don't want to be fucking near him anymore. Even still, there is one saving grace out of all of this. The one thing I don't want to run away from or avoid, who's been steadfast and trustworthy and patient and kind. I don't know what I thought when all of this started, but finding someone that makes me feel safe and loved sure as hell wasn't it. As long as I've got Alexa by my side, I've got no doubt we'll get to the bottom of this together.